I quit my software engineering job 1 year ago. Actually, I was fired, but I was happy that it happened. Because anyways, I wanted to pursue my entrepreneurial journey full time, and you probably do as well. But I've made a mistake. I wasn't sure what exactly I'm gonna do. I kinda had a plan, but it was completely wrong. So in this video, I'll explain how I would prefer to actually quit my job instead. What would I tell myself in the past before quitting this job? And what are some things I would do this time to make sure I quit my job successfully and don't have a lot of stress afterwards. After watching this video, you'll have a full checklist of the things you need to do before quitting your software engineering job. So let's get started. I totally understand that you really want to quit your engineering job and maybe you don't have any time to wait. And I had the same case myself. And I had enough savings to actually do this. I could live for a few years using just my savings. And this is actually the most important thing you kinda need to have to support your lifestyle. But second most important thing is your well-being. And since we will be pursuing entrepreneurial journey, well-being is gonna suffer. And you probably will not be getting any results anytime soon. The good thing when you quit your job and pursue entrepreneurship is that you will have more time to actually do this, you can do it full time, and you think that you will enjoy your life. But in reality, if you're actually doing this correctly, you're gonna suffer a lot. When you don't have this paycheck coming to you anymore, when you're not feeling so stable whenever something goes wrong with your entrepreneurship, it just makes you feel bad overall. And you may have some serious thoughts to actually go back to your software engineering career. And this is what I did have many times. And luckily I didn't go back, but those thoughts are really powerful. So this is a checklist of 5 things you need to do for your business before you quit your software engineering job, to make sure that it will be able to support you after you actually quit and will not give you as much stress as you will be experiencing while not having this 9-to-5 job. And what is the good part is that those things don't take too much of your time, so you can do them on the side of your 9-to-5 job. So let's get started. The first thing that you should do is understand yourself. It was a huge problem for me because I picked so many niches, I tried different YouTube channels, I was switching between one another, tried to make money off that, and nothing pretty much was working, and was picking a new idea all the time. And I was doing it both before I was fired and after I was fired and pursuing my entrepreneurship journey full time. And the good ways of understanding yourself is doing 3 things: posting content, chatting with people, and getting feedback about whatever you're doing. Especially posting content will help you when you'll be starting your personal brand to support your existing business. But of course there are also ways to understand yourself without posting content. And you basically just need to ask yourself questions. I have a full video dedicated to that I'll share in the end of the video, but for now you should know one of the most important questions. It is understanding what is the most important things that you would like to share with the world that you currently have. For me, for example, it's that you don't have to work a 9-to-5 job and you can make money by actually building your own thing and also creating content on the side. Because this is the things that I actually enjoy and I know how to make money with them. And this is exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. And a good question to actually understand yourself is to ask, what would you do if you would be paid millions of dollars every day for doing whatever you want? It could be anything. Maybe you would be working in a gym as a personal coach. Maybe you would be posting content. Maybe you would do knitting, whatever, coding. It also works. You just need to understand yourself so that you don't waste time doing the wrong things. Because the next steps that you should do is to pick a niche of your future business. Because this is exactly what I did wrong many times. I didn't think about who I'm gonna help with my content, what exactly do I like about the content, and it went completely in the wrong direction for me. I started pursuing money and I made some money of it, but in the end I realized that it's not what I enjoy doing, so I dropped it. And by the way, I have a full video in the description of this video explaining my full story. So basically you need to choose what you're gonna do. Understand what is the help that you'll be providing to people and what kind of people you're gonna help. You need to understand if this group of people is actually big enough so that you will be able to find clients later on after finding the first person. You need to understand if they're able to actually pay you good enough money for your work. But you need to think about it very well, because in most cases, even if you think that they are able to pay for it, they most likely are not. The better questions that you could ask yourself instead is, would you pay for this kind of work thousands of dollars yourself if you would have this problem? If not, then probably this niche is not the best one. Then you need to think about how easy it will be for you to find those potential clients. The best way of doing it is not through making content, because you can target through content pretty much everyone, but content is a long-term game and it's not gonna be easy to find somebody pretty quickly. So the best thing is that you can target those people directly if you can actually message them or maybe call them. And the best scenario is if those clients are actually business owners, because it's much easier to target business owners, to call them, to get their email or their social account, and they also have more money. I've made the mistake by targeting consumers in my previous YouTube channel, and even after I've been fired from my job, it took me 8 months to get to 1.3 thousand subscribers on YouTube and start making money from there. I wasn't satisfied with the result afterwards because I realized they're not able to pay me good enough money for this. I was making less than I was making as a software engineer and I wasn't enjoying enjoying this topic overall. And the third thing you should do is to talk to the market. Now, once you identify the niche, you should actually go and talk to the people in those niche, to your potential clients. And this is exactly why I prefer to talk with businesses, because it's easier to find them. But even if those are consumers and you actually know where to find them, you can directly message them and offer your opportunity, then it's probably gonna be fine. But please don't tell me that you have some forum where you will promote your product and it's gonna be somehow working. Because I've done the same mistake myself. I was building a software for 3 months and then promoted it to a few forums and nobody even cared about it. Even while it was a forum that was kinda relevant. But if you really believe that some forum is gonna be helpful for you, or you have some other social accounts where you can chat with those potential clients, then for sure go and do this, because this is exactly what this stage is for. To actually identify if those people have these problems, if you are able to target them, if you are able to message them, and if they are willing to buy. But you can also go to some offline places, talk to real people, and what you should do at this stage is invite them on interviews. Basically, it can be a call, or you can chat even in the offline space wherever you are, and basically ask them about their problems, their goals, ask how much they will be willing to pay for the solutions that you could potentially offer them, and identify how important it is for them to actually solve this problem right now. Or maybe it's not a priority for them at all. And if you see the same pattern among, let's say, 10 people, it probably is gonna stay the same for 30,000 people. Fourth step is creating your offer. Basically, you need to create your high-ticket offer, present your solution, how it's gonna look like, what it's gonna look like, and start selling it. And you can actually chat with those guys who you did a research with before and offer them your solution and see if they're willing to buy it. And fifth step is to get a proof of concept. You need to understand that it's actually working, that you are able to sell it, that you can get at least one or a few sales, and verify that this income is actually the one that can potentially replace your full-time software engineering job. Because this is what we're quitting this job for. And if it's at least somewhat equal, or it has potential to actually grow, actual visible potential, not like if I would get from 10 clients to 1,000 clients, then it would definitely work. No, something really realistic, something that will take you just maybe a few more months to work on. This is when it actually can replace your job. If it's actually sustainable and it's making you some good income, then congratulations, you found a good niche and you made a nice product. But if you didn't, you probably should talk to me first. And you can do it on any stage of this journey, even if you're working as a 9-to-5 engineer right now, because this is exactly what I'm helping software engineers with these days. I can help you to understand yourself, to better pick the niche based on my experience as well of those niches that are not gonna probably work for you. Do the market research with you, create your offer, and get the proof of concept, meaning your first high-ticket sale. And I really encourage you to chat with me, because it may be the case that you went from some steps but you did them wrong. Maybe you created an offer that wasn't priced very well and you're basically working for less than whatever you were making as a software engineer, or maybe your niche was wrong in the beginning and you just didn't know that probably it's not gonna work. Like, for example, you were targeting students, or maybe giving advice on dating just like I did before, because it's actually hard for people to share about it a lot. Or maybe you just didn't have enough knowledge of sales and how to actually introduce your offer and sell it. So make sure that you connect with me on LinkedIn and I'll help you with any of those stages, and we'll make sure that you quit your software engineering job only when you are actually ready to do this and you have a proof of concept. Or if you want to start the process yourself first, make sure to check out this video where I'm explaining how to pick the niche for yourself and how to better understand yourself and what you may be pursuing for a long time. So I'll see you either on my LinkedIn, let me know that you're coming from this video, or we'll see you there.